What's up, Hope Kids? Pastor Tony here, hanging out with you guys for Hope Kids at Home. If this is your first time joining us, we are talking about responsibility all month long. Responsibility is showing you can be trusted with what's expected of you. My guess is that you guys all have something you're responsible for. I know for most of you, you guys are responsible to sign on to Google Classroom to meet up with your teachers every morning for school. Even though you're not going to school and your parents aren't taking you to school, you have to wake up and you have to sign on to the computer and you have to meet with your teacher and with your class virtually. I know you guys have the responsibility of doing your homework. Some of you have responsibility of certain chores, whether it's taking care of a pet, like feeding them or cleaning your room, or the responsibility of just basic hygiene, right? Combing your hair, brushing your teeth. We all have responsibilities that we have in our life. Well, did you know that you guys also have responsibilities from God? Meaning there are things from God that He gives to us as ways to put into our life, to the way that we live. We talked about in the first week how our responsibility is to love God and to love others. That is the number one thing that Jesus told us that we need to do, is to spend time with God, to abide in Him, and to love and to connect with others. Last week, we have a responsibility to share with others. We learned it from the parable of Jesus of the rich man who stored all of his corn in his barn, and when he ran out of space, he built up bigger barns to store more corn. He didn't share with anybody else, but Jesus warned us that instead of being rich on this earth, in order to be rich in God's eyes, we need to share with others, to care for them. Well, today we have another principle for you as far as responsibility or things that we need to implement or live out in our own life. But before we dive into that story, I have a question for you. You see, this theme is around board games, and we've talked about board games every single time. So let me ask you this. Is it fun playing a game when you're losing? When things don't go your way? When it's hard to win? Is a game fun at that point? Of course not. It's not fun when you are losing at a game, and more specifically, it's not fun, especially when a game is hard. I know for me, one of the most frustrating moments in a game is when this certain card is played. So I love the game Uno, but when this card is played, this skip card, right? And it skips you, and it happens more often than just the one time, right? That is incredibly frustrating. And especially when you're so close to winning and those skip cards come, Uno's not so much a fun game to play anymore. But you could probably think of an example for your favorite game. There is a moment that when a game gets hard, you kind of start losing the fun in playing the game, and sometimes you just don't want to play the game anymore. You see, when something's hard, our temptation is to just give up. We don't want to put the work in to try to see it all the way to the end. But God gives us some very important instruction on why we need to continue to work hard and, more importantly, see something to the end. And He uses a couple of images or insects that you probably would have never made the parallel to. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to check out the So-and-So show, and I'm going to see you guys after the video is done.
Hey, John. Are you ready to play Hasbro's classic board game Mousetrap?
Oh. What are you doing, John?
Waiting for you.
Why?
Mousetrap.
That's right. Hasbro's classic board game Mousetrap. I've got it right here. What is this?
Cheese.
Cheese?
Uh-huh.
Why?
Mousetrap.
What are you doing leaving cheese out here, man? How many did you even put out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Mousetrap. Don't mind if I do. Oh, Mousetrap.
Get over here!
Mousetrap! Mousetrap!
It's leaving cheese
Mousetrap!
outside and trapping me. Are you
Mousetrap!
kidding me? Trip on Mousetrap.
Mousetrap!
Get over here.
That's a mousetrap!
Stop.
That's a trap for a mouse!
Ah.
Mousetrap! Oh, mousetrap!
Mousetrap.
Hello,
I'm
John.
And
I'm
Steven.
And
This
is
the
so
and
so
show.
pause.
Pause.
Okay, we have to explain what's happening here.
Right, this is the So-and-So Show.
Yeah, the show where we have fun
Laugh a lot,
and try to learn something new.
especially something about God.
And today we're in the middle of a little competition.
Yes, sirree, Bob.
Yeah, it's John.
Usually people have competitions to see who can run the most laps or do the most push-ups or lift the most weight.
But we're trying to see which one of us can do the least.
I am totally gonna put in less effort than you.
Not a chance. Unpause.
It's
Time
for
the
underachiever.
championship.
The Underachiever Championship.
May the worst man win.
Indeed, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tiniest jump. On your mark, get set, go. 1 point, Steven.
What? No way. I want to see a replay. Oh, fair enough.
Most quiet scream. On your mark, get set, scream. 1 point, John.
Oh, come on! What? He's never quiet.
What are you talking about?
You're not.
Lightest feather blow.
I've been waiting for this one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
On your mark, get set, blow.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I think, you're a whole 5 inches away. Oh, and I'm -2 inches.
2 points, John.
Boom! What's next?
Softest pillow hit.
You ready?
Yeah.
First dibs.
Okay. That's
beat
pretty
that,
soft.
huh? Yeah.
Oh! 2 points, Steven.
Hey, that's my line.
Sorry.
Slowest soup slurp.
All right. Ooh, soup.
Steven wins.
Ha! I beat you.
I ran out of air.
Yeah, well, I didn't. Wow, I feel like I really didn't accomplish much at all.
Yeah, me neither. But you know what? Soup was good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I know something we could accomplish.
What?
It's Bible story time with Kellen. Woohoo!
Hey fellas, what's up?
Slow soup slurping, Kellen.
And jumping as low as possible.
Steven won.
That's right.
Then congrats.
Sure.
So, today I want to share some wisdom written by the very wise King Solomon. You can find a lot of his thoughts in the book of Proverbs. It's made up of many ancient teachings that are still helpful today. Here's what he wrote. You people who don't want to work, think about the ant. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, it has no leader or ruler, but it stores up its food in summer. It gathers its food at harvest time. Some translations of the Bible call the people who don't want to work sluggards. That's why some people call this proverb the ant and the sluggard. Sounds like a sitcom. Anyway, no, wait.
I wonder what's on the telly tonight. But the remote is way over there. Oh, I guess I gotta reach for it. Oh, this is way too much work. Oh, bother. Oh, somebody's at the door. Guess I'm gonna have to get up and find out who it is. Oh, bother.
No worries, my dear friend Slug. I can let myself in. Poof!
Well, you just opened the door all by yourself. Oh, I got tired just thinking about it.
I just want to check in with you, Slug. Winter's almost here. Have you done any work?
Who needs work? It's too much work.
Well, me and the other ants have worked really hard and prepared more than enough. I'd be happy to share some of our food with you.
Just leave me alone. All this talk about work and it's making me work too hard, trying not to think about work. Oh, bother.
Okay, sir. Well, I'll see you in the spring.
The spring?
I hope.
The spring? Oh, bother.
Yeah, that was... The slug doesn't really do much, right? And the ant is the better example. And it's because the ant works hard to prepare for the winter and doesn't wait around for someone to tell him when it's time to work. And we all know it's better to work hard like the ant. But let's be honest, we all want to be like the slug. We just want to lie around avoiding hard work because work is hard, right? But there are so many benefits to working hard and trying your best.
That's right. For one thing, it just feels good to know that you've accomplished something.
True. And working hard now can save you some work later.
Plus, you can help other people when you work hard.
That's right. You can help me right now by handing me the remote.
Think about this. Work is something that God created us to do. He gave us hands and feet and creativity so that we can get things done. And when we work hard and when we do our best, it's a cool way to honor God.
So maybe slurping soup really slow is, I don't know, kind of a waste of time.
Yeah, probably. But don't get me wrong. Choosing to work hard doesn't mean you can't rest and have fun every once in a while. God created fun for us too.
Awesome. Thanks, Kellen.
You're welcome, man.
See you next time, Kellen.
Yep, bye.
You know, John, I think we learned a valuable lesson today.
I think we learned another rule for life. Work hard.
Good idea. Although we did spend most of the day working really hard at not working hard.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? Let's make up for it right now, working extra hard on this next part, okay?
Okay, go!
Reveal the question! That was a little too hard.
I know.
When have you had to work hard? I think I worked pretty hard on this show.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how much effort goes into making this show happen.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I hope they do too.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? It's your turn to answer. Talk about a time you had to work hard. Was it worth it?
And we'll be back here, hard at work, next week on The So-and-So Show!
Woo!
What a weird thing to compare work to. Being an ant versus a slug or a sluggard. You see, an ant, even though it seems so small to us, an ant is actually a very strong insect. It can carry 20 times its weight. It's very busy. It creates colonies. They have a job and a purpose. An ant is actually pretty fascinating if you study the facts about ants. A slug, on the other hand, there's not many facts about a slug. It may talk about how big it is, but it talks about how slow it goes, and really, there's not really a purpose for a slug. So you can see why God would use these two examples, these two insects as an example when it comes to work, when it comes an example to you and me and the work that we do. You see, work is important, and I know a lot of times that we try to get out of things, especially work, that we don't want to do. Whether we don't want to do or whether it's hard, we always find excuses to try and not do something. It may be that, again, it's too hard, or we just don't want to do it. We're lazy. We can come up with a number of different excuses, but God talks about work in a very special way. You see, and we have a responsibility to work. You see, God created Adam and he placed him in the garden. Remember, Adam had responsibilities. He had work to do. One of the things that we know for sure is that he named the animals, but he also tended to the garden. And God didn't place Adam into the garden that was already done for him. Adam had to make the garden himself. He's the one that had to trim back trees and cut branches and create a space for him to live in. You see, even that first person had to do work. In fact, work is a good thing. God is a God that has done work. Remember, he's created everything in this world. He's created the whole universe and the planets and everything in this world. And most importantly, his greatest work of all is you and me. And God didn't do that haphazardly, meaning he didn't just blow it off or just try to get done with it. Is that we are called masterpieces and we are made in God's image, and he gave us special things about us that's different than anything else in this world. And that's the ability to have a relationship with him. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a God that didn't just try to rush through a job or try to rush through things. He took time in creating us. He took time in creating you. You have value and purpose because God made you. Even before you came into this world, God has known you. And he made you from the time that you were in your mom's womb. He made you, and he knows how many hairs on top of your head. He knows your thoughts, because that's a God who cares. And he worked hard at making you. You see, we are made in God's image, and because of that, the work that we do actually reflects about who God is. I know you've probably never thought about before. You may be asking me, so by how well I do my homework or how well I do my chores, you're telling me that can show others about who God is? And the answer is yes. How hard you work at the things is a reflection of who God is, because it's going to show people how God made you. In fact, God has called you a workmanship. So that brings us to our main point for today. It's very simple in the fact that it's two words: work hard. But it's also very difficult to live out, because there's times that you don't want to work hard. There's times you want to take the easy way out, that you want to do a shortcut, that you only want to put in as little work as possible just to get by. But God reminds us that we should be like the ants in this proverb, that continue to work, that continue to put the hard effort in. Because again, our work, what we do, is a reflection of who God is. And with our example, we can point others to who God is by what we do, by what we make. It's a pretty cool thought, and I'm probably sure you probably never thought that, again, your schoolwork, your chores, whatever it is a reflection of who God is. So that's my challenge for you this week. What's something that you can do that you can work hard at? Or, more importantly, what's something that you've never even thought about that could be a reflection of worship, a reflection of your relationship with God? So I hope, kids, that's my challenge to you this week. Work hard in all that you do, because it's a reflection of who God is. So, again, remember, we are open for Hope Kids in person. So if you guys are comfortable coming back to a gathering, we have Hope Kids open. It has been an awesome time to be able to hang out with you guys in person with games and worship and teach and small groups. Those fun elements that you guys have loved from Hope Kids, we are doing in person. So I hope to see you guys soon in person. If not, keep on checking out Hope Kids at Home. We're going to continue seeing you guys on Sundays. So have a great week, and we'll see you guys later.